Hello my friends, my name is Artur Rehi and I am an Estonian soldier. Now nothing I did in the military, nothing about my training was special, like special forces, no. I was just a regular soldier, a regular communications guy with my Falcon 2 radio. Yeah, you guys in the US, you have Falcon 3 Harris radios, those small boxes on your chest. I had the big Falcon 2 on my back with the big antenna, so I was a moving target. The Russians always they will try to aim for the antenna guys, because they are the link between companies and battalions and brigades. They are the communication link. You gotta take them out. I was the moving target with the antenna. Very basic soldier training. Hot. Now this here is not basic, this is special forces. We have Delta Force, we have Alpha Force, I don't know, the Russian special, not Spetsnaz, but the Alpha group or something like that. We have Israeli special forces with all over the world. Just the best special forces in the world in this video. I've never done anything like these guys do for their living, so it's quite interesting for me to watch what did I miss with my military training. Hey my friends, check this out. An MRE, right? Meal ready to eat. Well, Estonian meals ready to eat are quite gross. I ate them, they're bad. I don't like them. Maybe they updated them, maybe they're good now, but when I was in the military, they were bad. This, I've never eaten. This is American. Estonian soldier. I wanna try this stuff. What you guys in the US military, you eat this stuff. I wanna eat this, so I'm gonna, not in this video, I'm gonna make a separate video for it. My brothers got it for me. They are in the Estonian Defense League. It's like volunteer defense forces of Estonia, basically. They got it from there. Damn it, it's so hot. My friends, Patreons, we will do the Patreons and then we will jump into the video. Patreon number 1, we have Marco Alanis. Thank you, Mr. Alanis, for supporting the channel. Appreciate it. Secondly, we have Jon Heim, thank you. And thirdly, we have Wyatt Heller. All of these people have pledged some amount to support this channel. I'm very thankful for you. If you feel generous and you want to do the same thing, then become a patron. The link is in the description below. Alright my friends, let's see what the best of the best special forces in the world do. And what did I miss as a soldier in the Estonian military?
What you're seeing right now is a highly classified group taking over a dangerous criminal group. And trust us, that's just the beginning of the video. The next groups will shock you. And let's start with Delta Force.
Delta Force, yeah.
This is 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, elite special forces that are involved in counterterrorism, high-risk operations, and daring rescue missions. But don't tell anyone we told you, because the USA will deny these guys even exist. What we do know is that since...
It's weird that the US government even denies they exist. I've heard about them, of course, there's movies about them. Everybody kinda knows they do exist, but I've heard that the US government on their webpage, they don't actually list them as the official thing. They don't exist according to the US military. It's crazy. That's how secretive they are, and I guess that's how good they are.
Delta Force was formed in 1977 by Colonel Charles Beckwith. The group has been involved in many dangerous top-secret missions. Taking down a Somalia militia leader? Easy. Rescuing an Army helicopter pilot? Easy. What else?
Wait, okay, narrator. Cut the crap, it's not easy. What? I don't like this part. He's saying it's easy. No. Even getting into the special forces, whatever, it's Delta, it's Spetsnaz, it's the Estonian one. It is hard as hell. I know to get into the Estonian special forces, out of 20, I think only 1 or 2 are taking it. So it's like 1/20th of the people get in there. The rest of them are just, they cannot pass the first training course. So this is not easy, I guess. A little bit triggered right now.
What about Saddam Hussein? The group helped capture him in December 2003. For those of you who thought it was in the past, these guys recently took down ISIS bad guy Abu in Syria. What do you think you need to be in Delta Force? Big muscles? Maybe the fierce look? No. First, you need to be in any armed service. Then you pass brutal physical and psychological tests which consist of... Okay, no one knows what it consists of because everything is classified. But that's not the end. Then you're taught to pass brutal marksmanship and covert tradecraft, CIA tactics like dead drops, where you pass secret information to another agent without getting caught, and other espionage methods during a 6-month-long course.
I have a feeling they learn everything almost. And of course, usually I ask, hey, what do you know about this? Write to me in the comments, but I cannot ask this because supposedly, if any of you guys says in the comments, I was in Delta Force, I'm not gonna believe you. I'm simply not gonna believe you because even the US government denies their existence, so I don't think anybody can come out and say it, or can they? I don't know. Hey, were you in the Delta Force? Let me know in the No. The fish don't sleep, but they are always ready when the documentary makers want to come and shoot the cameras at them and make some cool documentaries which we are going to watch. Oh, the fish shirt, the fish documentary, it's coming, baby. And in the last video I changed it to 250. We need 250 of these shirts to go out to the world for us to actually learn something about the fish. So if you don't have this, go and get your fish shirt to show everybody that you actually watch fish documentaries. Let's add the names and the points to the board. We have Kevin Lowecke, Erik Rakes, Kristen Brown. I'm butchering your names on purpose. I actually do this almost with everybody. So if you hear your name and you're like, that maybe I ordered a shirt, I haven't heard my name. Well, you have. I've just said it so badly that you don't recognize it. We have Joe Bruzek. Oh, Joe, you're back. Blake Faulkner. Blake Faulkner. Larry Morrill. Larry, like Joe, also a very reoccurring name, always supporting the channel, always getting the new merch. Thank you, Larry. Thomas Rader. Another Joe Bruzek. Joe, how many fish shirts do you have? How much do you love the fish? That's a true hero. Dmitry Sladkov. Last name is quite Slavic. Let me calculate the points. That's 9 points. Let's add them. 27 plus 9 is 150. Not quite. How much is it? 36. 36 points. That's actually all I have. There's no more orders, so that's how far we are into the fish documentary. I dream about the fish already. I want the fish, man. I hope you do also.
You may think that's the most badass special group in the world.
Alpha Group.
That might be true, until you hear about Russia's Alpha Group. Okay,
Russia.
They're terrifying. It's nothing you've heard or seen before. What they've done is the most insane fantasy of a sick person. We just can't mention it. Alpha Group was created in 1974 in response to the Black September attacks at the 1972 Munich Olympics, and first gained notoriety for leading the assault on the presidential palace in Kabul during Russia's invasion of Afghanistan in 1979.
Oh, yeah.
But it is the group's involvement in a 1985 hostage crisis in Lebanon that earned Alpha Group the reputation of being a vicious but effective counter-terror unit. On September 20th, 1985, the Islamic Liberation Organization took hostage 4 Russian diplomats in Beirut. The terrorists warned Moscow would lose all 4 Soviet captives if their demands were not met. When the terrorists took out one of the diplomats, the time for talk was over, and Alpha Group was sent into action. What really happened is not known, but many stories say that Alpha Group took hostages of their own, relatives of the terror group.
Okay, I've heard this story. Let me tell you this. Before the video, I've heard about this. My brother told me about this. They were on the KGB back then. Alpha Group, of course, acted on the orders of KGB. So you can basically tell that KGB did that. But yeah, they kidnapped the relatives of the kidnappers. And we're talking about the official special forces of a country that does this, not like proxy group. This was an official government order to do this. Kidnap the terrorists' relatives, cut them to pieces, and send those pieces to the terrorists. Now, I don't approve. I don't think you should do things like that. If you're good enough of an anti-terrorist force, then you can just go in and bang bang and rescue everybody. You don't have to cut people to pieces. But hey, what do I know? I'm just the infantryman. I'm just a communications guy. But I don't approve. You know why? It's Russia. Russia has been occupying Estonia since the beginning of time. So whatever they have as strength is dangerous to us. That's why I don't approve. I do approve Delta Force, for sure.
The rest of the details are too gory to tell here, but families of relatives received packages with, you know what was in the packages.
Yep.
Since then, Alpha Group has participated in several high-publicity missions taking down terrorists, insurgents, and kidnappers. As with other special forces around the world, Alpha Group participates in live fire exercises and are known to shoot at each other, hoping their body armor holds, and shoot back.
I've done a video about this, you can search it on my channel. I've done a video about this exact shot. Yeah, they shoot each other, they get the feel, but I think actually, don't everybody do that? Every special force, I mean. You gotta be able to know what it feels like to be shot. I think everybody does it, but I'm just a soldier, I don't know. Never been shot at like that. Let's get the competition going. Estonian soldier hat competition. Boom. It has blue, black and white. It has weapons. It's a hat. You can wear hats everywhere. In Texas, protection for the sun. In Minnesota, protection from the snow. In Estonia, protection from Russia. We have Evan Loranger. City is called Bulach. From the Middle East, Bulach. And that's in Michigan. 9 for Michigan, thanks to Bulach. Now we have Mr. Matthew Highs. Now I have to say not Matthew Low, Matthew High. You wanna get stoned? Call Mr. Matthew here, he will get you high. He also got a cup, so a legendary man. City is called Charlotte, with 2 T's, and that's North Carolina, not North Korea. You watching from North Korea? Go and get... Oh, you don't have internet in North... Forgot about that, yeah. Maybe I should add a point for North Dakota, huh? Okay, I won't. No, North Carolina. Maybe I should add a point to South Carolina, huh? Okay, no. 9 points for North Carolina. We have Richard Rogers, who also got the hat and the cup. Again, a legendary dude, but why? Why do you hate the fish? Why not the fish shirt? You are from the Native American city of Oconomowoc. I always make the rain dance when I say this name, I think. It's the 3rd time now. People do get offended. Oh, you're racist. You're doing the rain dance. Not all natives do the rain dance, and that's not all they do. Yes, it is. Have you seen Native Americans? All they do is rain dance. Hey, you can make fun about me also, I don't mind. That's in Wisconsin. Where are you? Wisconsin. Where are you? 9 points for Wisconsin and Oconomowoc. We have Trevor Musial. Not musical, but musial. I'm gonna call him musical. Mr. Musical. Again, I can't with the native names. We have another native name. Not Oconomowoc, but Manitowoc. It's worthy of rain dance, let me tell you that. That's also in Wisconsin, so... Wisconsin Native Americans, you are changing the game. 10 points for Wisconsin. Thank you, Native Americans. Chief Eagle Feather. Yes, thank you. We have Jason Bell. It's quite a white name. It's quite like a Western white name. And the city is called Whitehaven. Didn't want to call it Paradise or something, but it's kind of weird. That's in Pennsylvania. It's a cool name, don't get me wrong. Look, well, go ahead and get offended and put it in the comments. I will read it and I will cry alone in my bed. 10 points for Pennsylvania, 10 points for Ohio, 10 points for Wisconsin. Ooh, North Carolina, only 9. What are you gonna do? Some states are meant to rule the others. My friends, thank you for getting the hats. Through that you have supported the channel big time. Thank you so much. Let's go back to the video.
Back and hit paper targets behind the guy that just shot at them.
Ooh,
That
okay.
said, Alpha Group shooting drills are considered one of the most dangerous in the world. Okay, the next group might not be as deadly as the previous one, but they're well known for their brutal training. The Caibiles are a special operations wing of the armed forces of Guatemala. Sweating and exhausted recruits jump blind from a 33-foot platform into a narrow river and march 12 miles through a grueling uphill course loaded with equipment. Oh,
Yeah, to march 12 miles uphill, which is like 15, 16, maybe 20 clicks almost, even 17 clicks, with full equipment, which is not like, I have my backpack, I'm happy. No, you have your weapon, you have your battle gear, then you have your backpack, which contains everything you need to survive on your own for a long time. So that is heavy as can be. It's almost as heavy as you. Backpack can be up to like 50 kilos, 60 kilos. The whole equipment. So your legs are going to die. Your cardio is going to die. You gotta be made out of iron. And I know US military, not the special forces, but Marines do that. And actually, yes, that's the thing I had to do in the military. I hated it. Can't lie. Didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. I like hiking, but not like that.
okay. You might be thinking, what's the deal? Few years of training and you're okay with it. But do you know that you might be forced to eat dog and snake entrails? Or about to be exposed to tear gas? We might offer something more polite. In a class of about 40 candidates, only 7 or 8 make it to the end and become kaibiles. What about being part of Duvdevan? Duvdevan, also known as Unit 217, is the Israel Defensive Forces elite undercover counterterrorism unit.
Oh, Israelis, yeah. I mean, Israelis have been fighting since beginning of time, basically. They invented war, I think. Well, they have their own country surrounded by everybody who hates them. The Arab League, the Arab nations that they are surrounded with, they all hate them. And right now, Israeli-Palestine tensions are really high and rockets are flying and, you know, the Israeli defense system shoots down the rockets all the time. Well, Israeli special forces, I mean, well, I think they're one of the best in the world. Might be wrong here, but yeah, they have to deal with threats every day and they don't have to go out of their country like the US. They have to do it in their country because they have a lot of Arabs living in Israel, a lot of them. And some of them might be quite dangerous.
What guys do is something straight out of some game. They're often disguised in Arab civilian clothes to infiltrate terror
That's
cells.
nasty, yo,
It
that's
might
nasty.
sound creepy, but in fact, they're trained for it, and in 2017 alone, they conducted over 300 successful missions. And to cover that many missions in 365 days, you need to have a few squads operating independently. The training
Yeah,
itself
true.
isn't easy, but it's nothing like eating dog entrails. It takes 18 months, and during this time, you learn Krav Maga and counterterrorism. But that's not the end.
Well, isn't Krav Maga the system of self-defense and fighting developed by the Israeli military? They made it, basically. Am I right?
After this, remaining candidates receive another month-long advanced inter-unit counterterrorism course. When the unit is confident in the trainee's abilities as a counterterrorism operator, they begin a 4-month undercover course that includes everything from learning the Arabic language and Arabic traditions and blending in with civilian camouflage. Okay, we all know SAS, the famous game. The Special Air Service is an elite unit under the British Army founded in 1941 as a regiment and later formed again as a corps in 1950. But have you ever asked yourself, what has SAS actually done? Until we go there, did you know that it's highly classified? The British government didn't make any comments due to the secrecy and sensitivity of their operation. But let's get back to their accomplishments.
I mean, Iranian embassy siege, right? That was SAS. I made one video about it. I never made the second part because the first part didn't get any views almost.
In the 1980s, they rescued 2 hostages in the 1980 Iranian embassy siege.
It's the biggest one.
On August 2nd, 2000, 11 men from the Royal Irish Regiment were taken hostage by Sierra Leone rebels called the West Side Boys. Some of the hostages were released, but threats were made.
West Side Boys. We have a terrorist group that sounds like a rapper name or something. The West rapper group. Yo, we the West Side Boys. Yo, we taking hostages every day. Yo, I'm sorry, I'm offending like a lot of rebels right now. But the West Side Boys, choose something better.
Against the lives of the rest. SAS stepped in, and with the help of missiles and machine gun fire, the rebel buildings were cleared and all the remaining hostages were rescued. To successfully perform its missions, the recruits are chosen very carefully. Among 200 recruits, less than 30 finish the training. That's because you need to sit up 50 times in 2 minutes, do 60 press-ups in 2 minutes, run 1.5 miles in 10 minutes and 30 seconds. If you're okay with it, then it's an 8-mile march in 2 hours while...
Okay, all of those things I can do right now. everything he mentions. But I think that what comes next is difficult, so I'm sure I'm getting something wrong. But the numbers he mentioned, they are the norm in Estonian military, just for soldiers. I mean, not everybody, don't get me wrong, we have some fat guys in the military also, they don't do that. In the US military, it's voluntary. Everybody who goes there voluntarily, so obviously when you're super fat, you don't go to the military. But in Estonia, everybody has to go to the military for 1 year. So even if you're super fat, sometimes they take you, and we have some fat guys and they cannot complete the courses, and everybody has to carry their stuff because they're too weak and not good. Volunteer system is a bit better if you're a big country, but Estonia cannot allow it to itself because we need everybody we can get. Nothing wrong with being fat. I mean, you can still shoot, right?
Carrying 25 pounds of equipment. Then you'll learn some surviving skills, some week-long escape and evasion training, and that's it. Actually, no. We just wanted to make some pause so you can rest. Because at the end of training, there's 36 hours of resistance to interrogation. So these guys were added in Counter-Strike. And we have other guys that were featured there. GIGN is a special forces unit within the French National Gendarmerie, one of the 2 special police forces in France. In 1973, when most of Europe realized regular police could not handle terrorism tactics, GIGN was activated. Since then, they carried out more than 1,000 missions, freed more than 500 hostages, and arrested over 1,000 suspects. Each of the GIGN soldiers you see in service has passed 4 years of exemplary service, after which...
I mean, they're French. I want to do a surrender joke right now, but I can't. I mean, these guys are obviously strong and much stronger than me or the Estonian military will ever be in its levels. I have to resist the surrender jokes and the white flag joke. It's so hard. I'm just gonna say, they're strong, respect.
Past physical, psychological, and medical requirements, and that's all we know, because much of it seems to be secret. Let's move to the east part of the world. Created in 2002, the Chinese snow leopard commandos are known to perform major counter-terrorism missions. It has safeguarded dozens of major events, such as the Beijing Olympic Games, the Boao Forum for Asia, and China International Import Expo. But that's not the most impressive part. Their training is what makes me wonder how that's even possible. To be commandos, the recruits must complete more than 50 tasks, and training includes 200 push-ups, 200 sit-ups, 100 squats, lifting barbells,
200 push-ups, 200 sit-ups. Okay, 200 to do in a row push-ups. That's hard. That's really hard. Definitely cannot do that. I don't think anyone in the Estonian military can do that. 200 in a row, not stopping, just doing push-ups. Can you do that? If you can do that, put it in the comments. I will pin your comment. That's strong, my friend. That's strong.
200 times and carrying 77 pounds of gear for 6 miles with only a 4-hour rest every day. Most recruits are 18 years old, making them the youngest special forces on the planet. And these guys are known for setting some crazy records. Lai Jidong climbed 59 feet with a rope in around 19 seconds. Zhao Jinping can take out his gun, remove the safety, aim, and hit the target within 1.5 seconds. And Captain Liu set the record for climbing up to a 5th-floor balcony in just 6.07 seconds. Let's move even more east to Taiwan. There you'll find one of...
Of course, we go to China and then to Taiwan. These two are what it feels like about to go to war with each other. I get some comments also from you guys. Oh, you should react to Chinese-Taiwan thing. Yeah, the US is patrolling on the South China Sea. Things are getting really hot there, so maybe I will react to it. We will find out if China actually attacks Taiwan because they want to so bad.
One of the fiercest special forces that's simply called Taiwanese Special Forces. Their training is secret. All we know is it takes just 10 weeks, so the training must be difficult. But that doesn't mean we don't have something for you. Check out the Road to Heaven, the final stage of the training. In order to become a frogman, candidates must crawl over 165 feet of jagged and sharp coral rocks in nothing but a pair of shorts and gym shoes. It all starts with a hard fall from standing to planking position, which immediately after, the recruits have to crawl through the rocks on the points of their knees and elbows while their comrades cheer them on with a "I don't feel pain" chant. The recruits must be made of stone. I would scream everything except I don't feel pain. Along the path are 10 stopping points, where the recruit needs to stop and perform an exercise. And you know what's interesting? If an instructor isn't happy with your level of misery, they will tell you to go back and start again. So you better not mess with your instructor during the training. Then the instructors pour salt water over their wounds as a nice bonus. And finally, you're done. You finished the...
Have you ever had a wound? Put salt on it or put vodka on it? I have. Time to show you my scars now. Right, this is one. 5 stitches here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a line here with 5 stitches. I was really drunk when I was 17, I think, and there was a pickle jar. In Estonia, you take vodka and you take a pickle, right? There was a pickle jar, glass jar, about this big, right? And it was spinning in front of me like that. I was so drunk, I was like, bam! With my bare hand, I punched the jar. Not punched it, but like crushed it like that. And the glass exploded everywhere and something went into my arm really deep. So it was blood was gushing everywhere. I was very drunk. I was 16, so I couldn't, obviously. I didn't want to get busted. So I asked my brother to just pour vodka on it. It's like, don't worry, pour vodka. He poured the vodka. I thought I'm strong. I almost started crying. That was so painful. I screamed and like, oh my god, this is one of the most painful things I've felt. So my brother is a doctor, so he put a bandage over it, like this long one. He put it over it. I went to sleep, I guess. The next morning I wake up and there's a huge hole in my hand, and the bandage had dried inside the wound onto the flesh. You know, I couldn't pull it away. I had to go to the ambulance to actually get the stitches, but I couldn't pull away the bandage because it was inside the flesh, dried up. I went to the ambulance, they were like, what happened? I told them the story, and then they just whacked it off. Blood was again gushing. Like, no, I mean, of course it's not life-threatening, it's just a wound in the hand, but there's a lot of blood vessels in here. So he pulled it off, pulled the thing open again. I was like, why did you do that? Can you please be more careful? And then he's just like stitched it closed and it's good now. But there's, I don't know if you can see the line, maybe you can. It's here. Yep. It was really painful. Vodka was on it. But I imagine salt water does the same thing to you. It's really, oh no, that's bad. The second thing is here. I don't know if you can see it. Yep, you can. There's a circle here. That's a burn scar. When I was 15, I was really drunk. Me and my friends, we put some beer bottles in the fire. We waited till they get very hot and red and melted, you know, not red, but it's a bit melted. I don't know why, but look, like that, just put it here, and it just immediately melted a huge circle and a hole on my hand. And there's 4 guys with this circle right now. It's really bad, I know, I'm sorry. Yeah, but then I think we poured some beer on it, and it hurt so much, and it looked so bad. It still looks so damn bad. And look at it, it's not pretty. Horrible. I'm never gonna do this stuff like this again. I'm very good now, don't worry. But there's also, I don't know if you can see, but there's 3 huge burn scars here. This is a triangle, this is a circle, and this is like an oval. Maybe you can see them. They're everywhere, basically. You can't miss them. Yeah, they're this long. So this is all a burn patch on my arm. When I was a baby, 4 years old, not a baby though, yeah. I pulled some coffee on me, like, coffee, burned everything. Burned half of my stomach from here. There's a huge scar like here also. Burn scar, and there's here. Yeah, I had my fair share of pain. But it was connected to the salt water thing, yeah. Don't put vodka or salt water on open wounds if you don't want to feel a lot of pain. More than you had before. Side story ended, let's go on with the video.
Of course, now you can wear this badass mask. Grazie. But wait, what about the guys on the segways? In Chinese police officers in Chengdu City, China have been given segways as a greener and more efficient way to patrol the city's Chunqi Road shopping district. Now it's much easier for the police to catch shoplifters in the area, and a team of 10 officers were out in full force showing everyone their new toys as a warning that if you're going to shoplift, you might get caught. Now just imagine if those Taiwanese Marines had segways. That's all we got for now, folks.
I'm sure they're really good and effective with the segways, but it looks cartoonish, it looks funny. Full out special forces weapons, gear and everything, and they're on a segway, driving around, you know, giving lead to everybody. Looks cartoonish, but I don't want to offend. I'm sure they're quite good with them. My friends, this was the video. I'm quite impressed actually. Yeah, I couldn't do most of these things. I don't think you can also. Or if you can, or if you have done these things, please let us know in the comments. I will pin if I read your comment and I feel like you're the real thing, because we have a lot of fakers. I mentioned something about a battle. I mentioned some force. People are like, yeah, I was in the Green Beret. Yeah, I was in the blah blah blah, you know. Most of the comments, they're false. But if you really have been in some of the special forces, let me know. Let the comments know. If you can, of course. Thank you for watching, my friends. Thank you for making it possible for me to be a YouTuber. For getting the shirts, the hats, and the cups, and becoming a Patreon, and all of the good stuff you do. Until my next video, stay cool, and bye bye.